Welcome back to Eye on the Money, and today on the show we're talking about youth and personal finance, and with me in studio is none other than Anthony Kiogora, who is the Associate Director, Enterprise Development and Financial Inclusion at Equity Group Foundation. Now, Anthony, before we took a break, you were just taking us through why it's important, first of all, to even have this conversation about the youth and good money management and how we can go about it. But now I would like to shift gears a little and focus on the Global Money Week, which happened last week. I would like you to sum up for us what's the Global Money Week about and what's the objective.
Thank you, Ingrid. The Global Money Week is an annual global celebration that was initiated by Child and Youth Finance International, CYFY, basically to raise awareness on economic citizenship. This involves engaging children and youth directly in both local, regional events and other activities aimed at inspiring them to be better money managers, more specifically addressing three thematic areas. The first one is equipping them with the right knowledge, attitude, and skills to prepare them to be proficient money managers later on in their lives as they move along their journey of life. Secondly is to empower them economically so that we can be able to close the inequality gap that exists globally as far as earnings are concerned for young people, as far as economic opportunities, accessing those economic opportunities is concerned, especially for youth. I would like to look at it from an African perspective on this one because every year, depending on which report, whether it's a World Bank or the Africa Development Bank, the continent churns out over 400 million young people into the employment space. Unfortunately, our formal sectors don't absorb this huge number of young people. We say in Africa we've got a very productive population that is youthful. Actually, close to 75% of our population, whether in Kenya, Sub-Saharan Africa, is for youth, persons below 40, persons below 35 years. However, the education systems that we have don't prepare these young people to really take up economic opportunities, especially in the informal sector that accounts for over 90% of employment and economic opportunities for these young people. Yet to venture into this space, we need very basic financial literacy skills in terms of saving, in terms of doing budgets, in terms of managing debt, in terms of optimally utilizing the various formal financial services that are available to be converted into investment opportunities for income generating activities to enable create a self-reliant population amongst the youth. The other space is the entrepreneurship thematic area which the Global Money Week seeks to now address because most successful corporates were started by an entrepreneur. Somebody took the risk, somebody invested their time, invested their talents, invested their money, and seeded that to be able to grow into corporates that employ other people or medium enterprises for that matter. So we want to change the narrative through Global Money Week to be able to showcase that entrepreneurship is a viable pathway for the young people, and in most cases more promising than the traditional employment route that everybody seems to scramble through a narrow funnel that not all will make through. Yeah, thank you.
So, Anthony, even just now to speak specifically about Equity Group, I know there's been efforts towards that direction of just equipping youth with skills. So how would you say then Equity Group has stood in the gap to equip the youth with the right skills and knowledge to make smart financial decisions, and also even some of the products out there that they can tap into to enhance this?
Thank you, Ingrid. So I'll speak for Equity Group, which has been in existence now close to 37 years, and also the social engine of Equity Group, which is the Equity Group Foundation that was established in 2008. So these two engines, one is a commercial engine, the other one is a social impact engine, initiated a program called the Financial Knowledge for Africa, abbreviated as FICA. FICA in Swahili means
rich.
To be rich.
Right.
10 years ago, around 2010, 2011. And this initiative was cognizant of the large number of excluded demographies in our populations where Equity operates, more specifically young people, women who do not access formal financial services. So through this initiative, we've been able to provide both financial and non-financial services to the population. To date, we've been able to reach 2.2 million young people and women with financial education training, largely, mostly in 5 thematic areas of how to save, how do I do my budgets, how do I manage debt, what's the optimal debt to borrow, how do I invest that debt, what are the different financial services that are available, including insurance, which is very important. Yet we have less than 5% insurance uptake in our country, for example.
Right.
Yet in the event of medical issues, if I'm a businessman, that tends to wipe out my my business. Or if we are a household and one of us is afflicted medically, then that seems to cause a lot of poverty in terms of them having to dispose their assets to be able to meet the medical bills, among others. Then, of course, investment options. How do I start investing small? Whether it's in shares or treasury bills, which have been demystified and also made to small units right now through our custodial services in the bank. So we do that first by preparing the young people through training, mentorship, and coaching. Equity Group Foundation has got a team of almost 200 trained and certified business mentors and coaches whose day-to-day job is nothing else but to improve the capacity of young people, micro-enterprises, small entrepreneurs, equipping them with those financial management skills through transfer of knowledge in the form of training. On the commercial side, we've got very interesting products that enable a young person to start saving small. And now we've digitized our interactions with our customers. So through the mobile phone, which is a favorite channel for most young people, they don't need to visit our branches. They can just be able to put in their savings, build a credit history, and even access a loan as little as 1,000 bob to start their income generating activity or to meet a financial need as and when that arises. So when we combine these two, we've seen growth in consumption of financial services by the young people. We've seen them create even opportunities, launch businesses for other young people. They're employing them. And we've been able to see very tremendous results. Allow me to speak of another initiative called the Young Africa Works Program,
right,
which we are doing in partnership with the MasterCard Foundation and the government. And the aim of this is to catalyze creation of 5 million jobs. So under this program, again, we are trying to give two things. One is the capacity building in the area of financial education, digital literacy, so that the young people can be able to utilize the digital financial solutions that are available through the bank. And thirdly is access to financing, where we finance these micro businesses to thrive and grow. But for you to qualify, you must undergo and complete training in financial education, in entrepreneurship skills training, as part of preparing you to manage the money that will give you responsibly, in a way that will also not destroy you as an entrepreneur or as a young person, but in a way that will also develop and grow you. So this 5-year initiative is ongoing. I think over the last 2 years we've been able to support close to 300,000 of these young entrepreneurs and women entrepreneurs with these skills, and they've also been able to access close to 58 billion Kenya shillings in terms of financing. Their repayment is excellent, and we can attribute this to the knowledge they've acquired, the skills, and the good practices of financial management that they've adapted even at business level. For the students in high schools, we allow them to open a savings account, of course, under the tutelage of their guardian or parent, so that they're able to have control over that, because they're minors. At the same time, we encourage them during Global Money Week to come to our branches. They receive rapid business tips and financial management tips interactions with our branch managers, who also double up as mentors to these young people, even in schools, whether at high school or at college level. Thanks.
Right.
Yeah.
Anthony, thank you so much for making time. Just first of all, to talk to us about the importance of equipping youth with best money practices, as well as just talking to us about the initiatives and the products out there for youth to tap into in order to acquire the right skills to do the right thing. Thank you so much, and hopefully I can reach out to you to join us for just more conversations such as this for this show.
We'll be happy to be part of this agenda to empower our youth. Thank you.
Great, you've been so magnificent. Unfortunately, we've come to the tail end of the show, and that's all the time we had today. However, remember, you can be a part of the conversation by sending your feedback to our social media pages at Metropol TV KE on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. There's so much more amazing programming coming your way, so just stay with us.